Hello there, Ellie. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking to me. And I live in Seoul, South Korea. Can you tell me
Okay.
about a little bit of yourself?
Yeah, certainly. Welcome to cambly. My name is John. I'm from Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and I arrived in Vietnam about 2 years yesterday, about 20
Yes.
in 2020. Yeah, so I came to Vietnam way back then, 2 years ago, round about the pandemic times. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've been on cambly for around 9 months now. I was teaching in classrooms until they opened and closed a few times. So yeah, it's been interesting on cambly,
Uh-huh. Yes. I,
talking to people around the world. Yeah, what do
yeah,
you do in? You go
I
on.
think you are satisfied with this class on Cambly, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm good to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I find it interest. I like people. Uh, I like to see them. I like to teach English and see them progress and improve because we all want to learn a different language. And there's many ways to learn. There's short ways, or sometimes it takes longer. Just depends on how you go about it. The
Mm-hmm.
method. The method.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like listening, reading, writing, memorizing, speaking.
Yes. What is your life in Vietnam?
What's sorry?
Um,
What's my
yeah,
life like?
yeah.
It's
How do you feel? Good.
uh, well, yeah, I do. I have some mixed feelings because of this COVID. Still,
Uh-huh.
I think people live in fear a bit too much now because they still think it's COVID-19, whereas it's not COVID-19. It's Omicron.
Mhm.
Whereas, okay, old people they could die. Yeah, that's the fear of dying. You
Um,
know, whereas it's really a bad flu in so many
yes.
ways. So we all need to take responsibility and rest and you know rest up.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, yeah, yeah. So vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So yeah, but I feel good about Vietnam. I'd like to be doing some more traveling. I'd like
Yes.
to.
Uh-huh.
Whereas I was before, I was traveling earlier, and
Uh-huh.
we're not getting out as much as I
Yes.
used to.
I think you are if you are even if you are getting tough time right now, but you are you keep the your mind uh, to be to be um, happy.
Active,
Yeah, happy.
happy. Yeah,
Yeah, happy. And
I think it's yeah.
Korea situation is um, not different like Vietnam. There are about 16 over 16,000 people is infected. There are cases about 16,000 people here. Oh, yeah.
So they're people that have tested positive. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
and so are they in hospital in ICU, or
Some yeah,
are they in serious or are
serious
they
patient can can be in a hospital, but most of cases are stays stays at their home. A
yes,
government, yeah, uh, um, government recommended like that.
yes. I think people are happier when they're at home. And if they're in quarantine, well, like they don't go out much and they stay home and people are far. It's a bit like old people, versus going to a retirement place. They're better off to stay in their own home. They're happier. They got their dog or their cat, their family,
Yes.
rather than, and they know their own body, where the hospital are giving them drugs and you know. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mental, it's also physiological and it's also psychological to stay in your own home. Yeah,
Yes, and I think hospital system would be overwhelming situation. So
yeah,
overwhelming
yes,
situation. So they
yeah,
couldn't get more people in their system because so huge people is impacted already. So they
yeah.
couldn't um, can
Except,
care, yeah, care um,
yeah,
patients anymore. I think so.
yes. Well, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean the figures never came like they were supposed to. Even in Australia, like they when it first came out 2 years ago, they were forecasting. They would have to build more hospitals. For the amount of people, but those people didn't come.
Hmm.
So the hospitals never didn't really become that busy at all. Really. Yeah.
Yes, I'm always thankful to their care. Hmm.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and even we are in current, we are we are this frustrated situation in this time, but um, I I always watch it on world news. That's very interesting. But some news are already. Some news are very sad and very they were dangerous. Um, did you watch it? Did you watch it about Ukraine situation?
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't seen it for yesterday. I didn't really, but yes, there's 100,000 people evacuating to Poland, and
Hmm.
they're fighting back. They're fighting back with Molotov cocktails, and yeah, it's war is so unnecessary, really, isn't it? I mean, they didn't talk very much. Like, there's no diplomacy. There didn't seem to be much. It seemed like Russia had this in their mind all along. They've been, yeah. It's
Mm-mm.
a bit like China and Taiwan.
Yes,
They want Ukraine because it's very rich in
yes.
uranium,
Mhm.
and lots of different minerals, and it's I think it's a far better economy than Russia.
Yes. Russia is. I think I'm amazed that news. Russia, um, most of Western ally countries started to sanction about
Yeah,
Russia. So I amazed and I'm shocked. Russia
yeah,
Putin has huge money in
yeah,
out of their Russia. So um, they
yeah.
and um, even Ukraine soldiers is died so many and
The banks are closed.
yes,
Yeah, the banks are closing. Yeah,
likewise, Russia's troops and soldiers, especially soldiers, are died about 3,000 people already.
really. Is
Yes,
that right?
I heard on
Really?
news. So that war is not helping each other. So
No.
I hopefully want to there stop to
Yeah,
fighting fighting.
yeah. Before he's talking about nuclear warfare. Like,
Hmm.
it's a knee jerk reaction. A knee jerk reaction to the 3,000 troops that died.
Hmm.
So I just saw briefly Putin sitting here, and his generals are sitting at the other end of the table because of COVID,
Yes.
and he's talking about nuclear warfare now. That's his. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully not.
Hmm. And yesterday they got a first negotiation about the war. So I want to just stop to this war. and
Yeah,
uh
yeah,
and several months ago, Afghanistan has very same situation, and but their Afghanistan's president ran away another country for at the first
Yes,
time.
that's
Yeah,
right.
so yeah, but
Yeah,
their Ukraine's president um, keep their country as uh, as like uh, as like um, part as like mm,
like
oh, as like
so they'll defend their country. They will defend their country.
a patriot.
Patriot, patriotism.
Patriot.
Yeah, yeah, patriot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, yes. Well,
Yes.
Afghanistan. A lot of the troops were getting. America was paying the troops in Afghanistan,
Mm-hmm.
and when they stopped paying the money, the troops ran away. I mean, America was training the troops for 20 years, nearly
Mm-hmm.
21 years. They were training these troops so they would be able to look after themselves. As soon as America stopped paying the money, they all ran away too. So the Taliban just took over.
Yes.
It was a disaster. That Biden is a disaster. That
Mm-hmm.
the American president, yes.
Yeah.
It was so unfortunate that Trump did not win that election,
Mm-hmm.
that rigged election. He wouldn't have done. He would have handled it a lot better. He was friends with Putin, Trump and Putin, and all the other leaders. They had their respect. These things wouldn't be happening now if Trump was president of the United States. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee. I guarantee it. Like he able to have diplomatic relations in the Middle East. He was able to
Mm-hmm.
sort those problems out. Like
Yes.
he was a businessman, but
Mm-hmm.
he became a sort of a politician. He was, like he had a world view. But Biden, he just wants to make it hard for everyone. Inflation, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so many problems there.
Yes. I think inflation problem is very serious.
Yes, yes, yeah,
we are struggling about inflation all around the world. Those are
yes,
same problem.
same problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Australia is like my country is like it's about 1.5 trillion in debt. Like
Yes.
it's an extra $1 trillion. I mean that's a lot of money in anyone's language.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it will never be paid back. It can never be. I
Yeah.
don't think it will take 50 years to pay that money back to get
Mm-hmm.
back. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're familiar with the Great Reset, which is Klaus from Germany is talking
Mm-hmm.
about, so digital and bringing in like China does with the what do they call it? Credit. Anyway, a lot of the digital. There won't be any cash. No
Yes.
cash.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, in five
Yeah.
years, I don't know how Vietnam's going to go with no cash, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the leaders have just gone over to Singapore. The leaders
Uh-huh.
have gone to Singapore to find out how to bring in this digital money,
Oh, yes, exactly.
and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll slowly educate the people how there won't be any cash. It'll all be done on the computer. They'll have to carry
Yes.
cards. Yeah, so all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And then they'll be microchipping us. They'll be putting microchips in us so they'll know where we go, what we do, where we spend money, just like in China, virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They've done this in Africa already. They've already doing things in Africa like microchipping people, you know, as a test. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I heard. And I think I at the first time to start the Ukraine war, um, I thought America and the NATO and Europe
Yeah.
United Europe
Europe.
Europe
Yeah. Or
yeah
NATO.
Europe
Or
yeah
NATO.
Europe yes
Yeah.
Europe would help um,
Ukraine.
Ukraine yeah
Yeah.
but uh, my thought is long. At the first
Yeah.
time, they just fight against Russia alone. But
Yes.
now, yeah, now they. I think America was. I thought
Yeah.
America is police of the world, but they do not want to damage about troops and the money. So now a little bit changed about the world. Europe and especially um, Europe's Germany and America ha, has started to about sanction uh, of Russia, and
Yeah.
they support weapons to the Ukraine. But I think that support is a little bit late. The
Yeah.
before, yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Okay.
are struggling. Ukraine's
Yeah.
civilians are
The
very
civil. Yeah.
yeah, Siberians are very very uh, hurt, and they are very struggling about yeah, struggling.
Yes. 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 The civilians are definitely.
Yeah,
I
civilians.
mean, did you know that like Germany or Russia has is just signing an agreement with Germany with
Mhm.
the gas like that
Yes,
pipeline. No, I
yes.
forgot what they call it, the pipeline agreement. So
Mm-hmm.
so their energy, Germany's sitting back comfortable with gas
Yes.
with the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So, but America, but because Ukraine isn't a member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty
Yes.
Organization,
Mm-hmm.
they're not a member. They seem like they're on their own.
Yes.
They're isolated. And
Yes.
no one seems to want to oppose Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one seems to want to get involved with Russia. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Korea. The Korea is divided north and south.
yeah,
Likewise,
yes,
some dangerous nation country. But we couldn't. We our country stand up situation because Korea's strong ally is America. We are always sought to America keep my country
yeah,
from the North Korea.
yeah.
So we are we are very worried about it. Even we have like that war. Uh,
Korean War.
America,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Back in
America would,
1952. Yeah,
yeah, America would help my country, our country. Um, Even they do not help my country. We would we would uh, be like Ukraine
you mean
situation.
like Ukraine? Yeah.
Yes.
You don't
Uh,
have any. There's no alliance. There's no
yeah,
alliance
obviously,
between.
obviously. Yeah. So our sanction, my country is our country is a stand-up situation because my country do not have no natural resources, so we need the gas and oil. So um, we need to import
Yes.
natural resources from the Russia, but um, America press my country like this. Uh, you need to take part in the sanction of Russia.
Ah,
Yes.
ah,
So
ah, ah.
my country, our president uh,
Yeah.
um, agree
Yeah.
agree the sanction
That,
against the
did
Russia.
he? Did he?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But I think the decision is not easy. Likewise,
Yes. Yes.
some of Europe country and especially
Yeah.
Germany, they are standoff situation, but they want
Yes,
they this season is not easy
yes,
likewise.
yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're you're going to vote for the president
Yes.
in a few days' time. You're going to vote for the same guy, or you're going to vote
Mm-hmm.
against again. You're going to vote for him. Do you think he's
Yes.
okay? You
Mm-hmm.
think he's okay? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very difficult situation. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Russia they look at the big picture. Like Putin's
Uh-huh.
is not
Yes.
stupid. He can see the big picture there. So
Soviet Union.
yeah, 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 yeah. But that's where you're in the middle. You're in the middle. You've got to wait and see what happens. What do you think will happen if Russia takes over Ukraine? Do you?
Oh.
Yeah, you will still be able to trade with Russia, or will Korea still be able to trade?
Oh. I don't know exactly, but I think Ukraine is very important for Russia because Ukraine has many wheat, uh, wheat. They
Wheat.
can they can produce wheat
Oh
in
yes,
yeah
yes,
wheat.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes. It
So
has.
I heard the Ukraine called the factory of bread in
Yes,
Europe,
yes.
right?
Oh yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So they
Okay.
yeah Ukraine is very important, and Kiev, capital city Kiev is very symbol of the Russia in historical. So
Yeah.
Putin
Historical.
want to
Yes.
yeah
Yes.
Putin want to take Kiev again.
Yes. Because it
Yeah.
used to be together, didn't they? Like Ukraine
Mhm.
was part of Russia
Yes.
many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really where it's at, isn't it? Because they want to take over. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my wife there. She's just passing through. She just got tested for Omicron, so she just came back
Uh-huh.
from
Don't
the
worry
hospital.
about it. Don't worry about it. I'm very happy to talk about world news because my first one interests are world news, always world news, and even I love history of world. So
Yeah.
current history is very important.
Yes, it is. It is very, and you can see how things have evolved. Like with first of all, it was COVID, then Delta, now Omicron.
Hmm.
You know, the history of the world. We've never had three
Yes. Hmm.
consecutive viruses that have come to the world. It's
Hmm.
never happened. And you ask why?
Hmm.
Because it's all part of the Great Reset.
Yes.
Because they've done, you can see Canada and you can see Australia. Like Australia has never had in Canberra, they
Hmm.
had like over a 500,000 people. Like we've got 25 million people there in the country. They've got well over a 500,000 to a million people have been protesting
Yes.
in front of government, in front of Parliament, against the mandates, against the masks, against the injection of children, for God's sake, for injecting perfectly healthy children. And I
Yes.
mean,
I have watched the news before.
yeah, and of course in Canada,
They
well,
want to freedom, right?
yeah, they don't want to be locked up, and
Yes.
I mean, this viruses come and viruses go. Unfortunately, most of the people that have died have been around
Mm-hmm.
83, 84 years old. I mean,
Oh.
they've already got comorbidities. They've already got these issues.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, the COVID has just tipped them over, and they died.
Mm-hmm.
But perfectly healthy children and people, to
Yes.
inject them with a drug that's not a vaccine anyway. It's only a drug,
Yes.
and
Yeah. I agree.
all the animals died. The testing
Mm-hmm.
animals died, and there's so many. They just had the in Germany they just had the grand jury. It's like back. It's the same as Nazis back in Germany. You know,
Mm-hmm.
genocide. with Bill Gates, with Dr. Fauci, and the head of the World Health Organization. These people have committed genocide in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
so there was 150 experts there. They were giving testimony.
yes. I do not want anymore, and I think I'm very jealous of the UK. Did you heard about the UK?
Yeah.
UK Boris Boris,
Boris
yeah,
Johnson.
Prime
Yeah.
Minister, yeah, Prime Minister
Yes.
announced um,
Yeah.
do not do not waste the testimony anymore. So
That's
they,
right.
yes,
That's right.
I think so, and I totally agree. His source,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
testing money about COVID virus, um, not
Yeah.
unnecessary. Those are unnecessary
Yeah. Well,
anymore.
the
Yeah.
the the person that invented the testing equipment, he just died recently, and
Yes.
even he said it's not suitable for testing viruses.
Yes.
It's not
Hmm.
suitable because if you want more positive cases, you can tweak you can change the testing,
Yes.
the PCR. You can ramp it up to 44,
Mm-hmm.
and of course more people are going to be tested positive.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But you can manipulate the system. He said that himself.
Yes. I got a several times that test already. Um,
With the nose
yes. Oh
or the
yes,
swab
nurse. Yeah, I
or
I
the
couldn't stand. I can't. I couldn't stand the test. Um, I'm very hurt. My nose. Yeah, their
oh.
pussy.
Too far, too far, too far.
Yes.
Right to the end
Yeah,
there.
in
Yeah.
my nose. Yeah,
Oh
like
no, no. Oh.
deeply. So I couldn't um I couldn't breathe
Yeah.
and easily,
Yeah, yeah.
and I very I was very hurt.
Yes. Well, a friend of mine, he had a nosebleed because they actually put it
Oh,
too far up
mhm.
there. Um, yeah, they don't know how to do it. You don't have to go all the way up there to get a
Yeah.
test.
Some woman had that test, and then her nose hole became one. So that means
Oh,
her
the,
nose was
the
Latin.
yeah,
So her nose would be
yeah.
the one
Be-
hole.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah,
Yes.
terrible.
I used to be a drug tester in the mines. I used to work in
Hmm.
the mines, and I used to
Yes,
test people. And it's the same gadget that they use now, like a self tester type thing.
yes.
But we'd do a urine test. We'd do a urine test, and then we'd do a litmus test, and just
Uh-huh.
test whether they had any drugs, because you can't work with drugs.
I think that's more better than nose.
Yes, yes, I think so. I think, and if the litmus paper, if it turned a certain color, well, then we have to send it off to the laboratory, and then they would
Hmm.
do a testing. But
Yes.
they also do the swab in the mouth. Like if
Hmm.
you're testing for alcohol, or they do a swab. That's
Hmm.
much less painful from this one. Yeah.
And
Yes.
some doctors success to development the test looks like just we need to they said we need to rinse the liquid in my mouth, or
Liquid.
like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we need to use with the spoiled and just the drop like this, and then after maybe 10 minutes um, we can see the test line.
Yeah, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. I had a test the other day, and it was okay, but she knew what she
Hmm.
was doing. She just went like
Yeah.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, teacher, time flies, always time flies.
Ellie, it was really nice talking to you. And
Yes,
yes,
I'm very lucky today. I met I when I meet like your great teacher today, you are very
Okay.
intelligent and smart.
Nice to talk to you, Ellie. I hope to see you.